FC Barcelona went to Montilivi and took all 3 points against Girona to remain unbeaten in the season with 5 games and 5 wins. And to be honest with you, I think this game could have been a lot better from FC Barcelona, which just shows you the trajectory that Mr. Hansi Flick is taking this team on. Join me as we analyze the first half from Barcelona and Girona. But as always, please do subscribe to the channel. It's going to help us a lot to get this family to grow. And don't forget to join our live tonight between 8 and 9 p.m. A lot of us were very curious to see how Barcelona was going to press with the 2 wingers up front. In this game, instead of both wingers pressing onto the centre-backs, you would see one of them, either Rafa or Lamine Yamal, would come from an angle while the other one would stay deeper. What was impressive to me that when the ball did make it past the pressure of Lamine Yamal and Rafinha, you would see that it was not Olmo who was going on to the fullback, because Olmo had to stay with the pivot. It was actually Pedri on the left-hand side who had to go out and put pressure on the fullback. Now, it did differ from what they did on the right-hand side. If the ball would make it past Lamine over on the right-hand side and the ball did get to the fullback, it wasn't Lewandowski, it was actually Jules Koundé who would come up all the way in order to put pressure. And you can see how Flick is protecting Lewandowski. Pressing from an angle did give Girona a false sense of confidence, as they thought they had time, which is where the first goal of Barcelona actually comes from if you think about it. Because in the build-up play, you did see that the centre-back thought that he could carry the ball out. Because when Lamine Yamal was coming from an angle, you did see that Rafinha didn't join the press, and that is where they thought that they had time. And Lamine Yamal actually is the one who at the time who could turn over the ball, and Lamine Yamal would immediately be in on goal. And this is the first time Barcelona scored from good pressing since like forever. However, I feel like Mr. Flick was concerned with the fact that when Pedri went out to press the fullback, the number 10 of Girona was in acres of space in order to receive the ball right over there. That is when it tells Lamine Yamal and Rafinha that when they would look to press, they would press from an angle to cut a passing lane, whether it's between goalkeeper and centre-back or centre-back and full-back even. That was actually to force the opposition in order to let them receive the ball centrally, which the winger had to come and collect the ball. That is when Mr. Flick had Balde or his full-back, even Koundé, come out to actually follow the winger, and that is how Barcelona forced them to play through the middle. So Rafinha is pressing from an angle, so the only option really that the centre-back has in this case is the player that Pedri is already marking. So therefore they had to find the number 9, but Inigo is ready to press. The same with Lamine Yamal, and you can see here that they are pressing from an angle, and Olmo was actually already marking this player right here. So that was really good pressing from Barcelona, and if the ball would get to the centre-back, to the fullback, then Koundé and Balde would really be ready to come up high and press them even more. When Barcelona looked to build up, surprisingly, Girona didn't press Barcelona high, and they allowed Barca to come through the first phase of build-up, and when the centre-back would receive, you would see the number 10 come and join the striker up front in order to press the centre-back too. So Girona basically defended in a 4-4-2 situation. In this game, Barcelona had super fluidity with the midfield three joined by Rafinha. So they would swap their positions constantly. And Casado and Pedri was very instrumental in the build-up phase as they ordered control. And that allowed Rafinha and Dani Olmo to drop into these spaces that was left by them. So the opposition, Girona, didn't know who to press really. On Barcelona's right-hand side, we're already starting to see how Flick wants Jules Koundé to adjust his positioning to Lamine, as Barcelona want to waste no time to get the ball to him. So we saw all sorts of things with Olmo running ahead, or even Jules Koundé running ahead of Lamine Yamal as he received the ball on the touchline. You would even see him come deeper in order to receive the ball, and Jules Koundé would invert just like Lamine would do in order to get Lamine the space on that side. Koundé and Olmo even swapped their positions at time. So no matter what Barcelona do, there will always be fluidity, and Casado would come over to be an outlet. The fluidity for Barcelona was really a thing of beauty to see, because you could see Olmo, Koundé, Casado, Lamine all swapping positions constantly. So Girona had a tough time on who to mark. Even though Dani Olmo does have the number 10 position, we also saw that Rafinha had a lot of fluidity, especially with Olmo now starting to drop also deeper in order to help to get on the ball, where Rafinha is playing almost like a second striker to draw the opposition out, where Lewandowski could easily take advantage of that space. However, the same with Lewandowski, if he drops, then Rafinha could easily receive the ball in behind. So having Rafinha closer to Lewandowski is really a tactic from Mr. Hansi Flick. But Lewandowski dropped more prominently than Rafinha. But in the half space he did that because he didn't want the ball centrally, as the goalkeeper could easily also get the ball. So Rafinha would get in behind and be straight on goal. I really do love this new position for Rafinha, as we see here that he's dropping. Although he's on paper, he's a left winger, or he's supposed to play there, or even in the half space at best, but he dropped all over the place. And he dropped more centrally because Lewandowski was doing a good thing at pinning the centre backs. And Lewandowski's performance against Girona goes underrated because he didn't score. But Rafinha also dropped, and look at the space when Pedri and Casado went out to actually be on the ball. Rafinha had acres of space to move into. And this is what I said with Lewandowski pressing or pushing the backline backwards, and look how he's dropping here into the half space, coming through the half space and not centrally. And Pedri is also even moving up, and here you can see Rafinha is deeper and Lewandowski is pushing the backline back. But you're going to see now that when Lewandowski comes deeper to receive the ball, Rafinha runs ahead of him. So that's a great tactic, and that is how Flick, another way of him protecting Lewandowski, because Lewandowski is not fast anymore to run in behind. But unfortunately, this did not result into a goal. But the tactics are there, and you can see everything is well thought through as Mr. Flick is protecting Lewandowski. But that's the main points from the first half. Please feel free to let us know what tactics you saw and what you saw that Barcelona did against this Girona team that we don't normally do against the smaller teams, right? Comment down below, and please guys, do not forget, we're going to go live tonight between 8 and 9 p.m. We're going to discuss this Girona game. We're having a lot of fun over there. And as always, please do subscribe to the channel. It's going to help us a lot to get this family to grow bigger. We upload weekly Barcelona content. So see you later today or tomorrow morning.